Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Health Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more.
Coming up, a dual registration partnership has been formed. The StatBite West deals falling through, a new club comes in for Hodgson, and the return of Kevin Locke is back in the Northern Hemisphere for Rugby League. And that's where we begin.
So in Rugby League, Kevin Locke's name is a famous name for one in Rugby League circles. Locke burst onto the scene as a New Zealand Warriors star, devastating all NRL defences in the 6 seasons with the New Zealand Warriors, with some silky skills and electrifying pace. In 88 games, the fullback registered 26 tries and converted 28 goals, but it was the transfer of Sam Tompkins to the Warriors that would see Locke edged out of the New Zealand Warriors. A move to Salford followed, which was a remarkable move for the Red Devils towards the back end of the 2014 Super League season, which raised eyebrows in both hemispheres as Locke made 15 appearances in 2014 and then 2015, where he scored 6 tries and kicked 10 goals. However, his stay was not a long one, as his time at Salford was cut short and a deal for him to be taken to the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats took him to West Yorkshire in June 2015. Again, his time at his new club lasted just a year, with Locke ending his stay in Rugby League in 2016 after 5 appearances and 2 tries for Wakefield, and swapped codes. In June 2016, Locke signed a deal with the Shute Shield Rugby Union side, Southern Districts, and agreed to join the Western Sydney Rams in the NRC. However, failed to get accustomed to the code switch and spent most of the season playing in the lower grades. He was subsequently left out of the NRC squad for the Rams. In 2016 though, Locke went on to sign for a deal with the Manly Sea Eagles in November 2016. He was released during pre-season and signed for the Sunshine Coast Falcons in the Queensland Cup, which then he played a few games for the Magpies, but was then released by them to join the Point Chevalier Pirates in the Fox Memorial Shield mid-season of 2016. He has since been in the Rugby League wilderness for a bit of time, as we're now getting into 2022. I say wilderness, and I think he's, by all reports, found a new club, according to the New Zealand newspaper Stuff. It's reported that AS Carcassonne in the French Elite 1 Championship have made an offer to the Kiwi international for 2022. His agent revealed to Serious About Rugby League that there were a few offers from clubs in the UK also, but that a move to France was the best option for his client. That would signal an incredible return for Locke, who is perhaps determined to right a few wrongs in Rugby League following his years in the wilderness. Having turned 32 years old in April, the Auckland native has been playing Rugby League for quite some time, but has had a few issues during his career because of all the releases. He was sentenced into 23-year-old by Auckland District Court to do 80 hours of community service and found $1,400 for driving while disqualified in May 2012. But avoided a further driving ban. His club also fined him $5,000. He's been suspended from driving twice as a result of demerit points and was caught speeding on 7 occasions, according to reports online. So he needs a little bit of stability, and going to France may be that stability. Kevin Locke back in rugby league, who would have thought it? An AS Carcassonne? Yeah, I see it. As a lot of rugby league players going part-time are looking for a decent move, a way to get back in the game, or even a way to fill a gap before they go on to their next careers, having retiring from the professional game, as James Maloney, Anthony Di Maria, Anthony Maria, and a few others in the league have done over the past few years. Hopefully it'll work out for Kevin Locke, because his story might not end yet. He might be in top grade rugby league, championship rugby league, a little further down the line if he can prove his form. But it's a coup for Carcassonne, and interesting, to say the least. So, on the subject of big contracts that are out there for Englishmen, Canberra Raiders have been shopping around Josh Hodgson for what seems a year and a half now, due to different motives or different interests from all clubs. And it looks like that another NRL club has come on the radar after the West Tigers' interest for the Englishman has fell through. It's been said in many press outlets that the English hooker has been locked in talks with the West Tigers for much of the off-season, but the talks ended last week after the Canberra Raiders and the Wests could not agree on the facts and figures. Hodgson has since returned to training with the Raiders as his contract ends the final year, prompting another NRL club to start circling the Englishman. That club is rumoured to be the Parramatta Eels, as they have recently lost Reid Mahoney to the Canterbury Bulldogs in 2023. Hodgson, though, has 1 year left on his contract at Canberra, and the club and player are looking to go ahead determinedly with that commitment for the 2022 season. His contract will be above 800,000 for 2021, but a hefty pay cut is likely for 2023, amounting to over half of what he's currently earning, according to plenty of reports. Hodgson, according to the Daily Telegraph, will be willing to move to Sydney to continue his career after stalling in the capital. And despite being 33 years old when the 23 season comes around, the hooker is still highly regarded at Parramatta and would still be considered an asset to the Eels. 2021 was a bit rocky for Hodgson, as his form and form of others at the club were said to be the links between the Raiders. First half starting brightly, but second half failings, which saw the Milk lose George. I keep forgetting his name. George Williams to Warrington midway through the season after he was asking for an early release. Tom Starling started in place of Josh Hodgson, so for most of the campaign, but due to injuries and the release of Williams, he came back into the team, and it was not surprising when he and Sam Williams were involved in the Raiders team that the form got back up. There is still issues over Tom Starling due to his off-the-field activities causing issues with moves left, right, and for the season. But from 2023 and beyond, there is only one choice in the matter. Well, there's only one choice in the matter according to the Raiders: reduce your bills, or reduce your pay, or go elsewhere. Hodgson is undoubtedly a talent, as he has played over 200 and nearly 300 games in the top flight rugby league at domestic level, where he started off at Hull before crossing over to Hull KR. He played 2 games between 2009 and 2010. With Hull KR, he has played 134 games, scoring 37 tries and kicking 3 goals between a 4-year stint. This followed his move to Australia with the Canberra Raiders, where he had gone on to play 137 games as of the 4th of June 2021, where he scored 14 tries. He's also played for the England Knights twice, England 19 times, scoring 3 tries, and also Great Britain 4 times, where he scored 2 tries. He played his junior rugby league with East Hull, where he was coached by former Hull player Lee Radford, who was his coach at Hull FC. So, him and Ricky Stewart had been on the outs a bit more, as you could see that as he was sat on the sideline dejected. But a move to to Sydney with Parramatta might be a good move for Hodgson, and it could be good experience for any young hooker that comes along for Parramatta. As I said, they've lost Reid Mahoney to Canterbury Bulldogs for 2023. So even if it's just a stopgap or a part-time player, his experience counts for everything, as he's reached a grand final with Canberra in 2020. We'll probably hear much more about while this develops, so we'll come back to it. It just seems like people are cutting their cloth to get what's perceived the best players for 2023 and not willing to pay the right money for players on big contracts at this time. So as well as the attempt to getting the reserve grade back, dual registrations are still around, as Newcastle Thunder have forged a partnership with Wigan Warriors. They have a lot of connections to each other, as Dennis Betts and Eamon O'Carroll, who are the coach and director of rugby at the Newcastle Thunder, have also played for the Warriors during their playing careers. Well, I say started their rugby league careers. So the dual registration partnership is for the 2022 season, and the agreement will offer some Wigan's young talent the opportunity to gain first team experience. The partnership will see Wigan Warriors continue to register the players as Warriors, and also they'll be registered to play for Newcastle in the Championship. The player is restricted to play 1 fixture per scheduled round of fixtures in the season in any given week. They would not be eligible to play for Newcastle and Wigan during the same weekend. Wigan have previously had dual registration partnerships with Swinton and also the London Scholars. On this partnership, Wigan coach Matt Peets said, "We've got a good relationship with the Thunder, so they'll be our partner club this year." The pre-season game is part of that, as well as us sharing ideas with Dennis Betts and Eamon O'Carroll as best practice. They will take things from here, but also will learn from them. I'm sure you'll see a few of our players playing for Newcastle this year, as players like Sam Halsall, who you see above, did last year. The way Sam was looked after, it proved to us that Newcastle was a strong club, a caring club, one who we want to do more with going forward.
You see here Newcastle coach Eamon O'Carroll, and he said, certainly for us, there's plenty of quality players that we may be able to bring in from Wigan, he said of the deal. I saw that today from people who have just joined the first team. They're learning every day, and they're around good players. From our point of view, we offer the opportunity for players to still remain in full-time environments, and also the opportunity for them to get out of this environment with some exposure to a different setting. It's certainly a good idea to help grow rugby league players, moving them into an environment where they're playing competitive rugby league, and also still in a full-time environment, as Newcastle are one of the few clubs in the Championship who are full-time still. Wigan can help along with that, as they can supply players for nominal fees or wages, or contribute to the wages as well. So it's all covered. They're playing rugby league, hopefully, because they're good enough to play for Newcastle Thunder, grow in that environment, and go back to their parent club ready to play rugby league when called upon. It's a good deal, and one that should be employed to places like Elite 1 or even lower down the grades with other clubs. There have been some pilot ones previously with Spanish Rugby League and also Serbian Rugby League, but due to pandemics and things like that, they have not come to fruition. But it shows both sides of the channel are looking to improve that relationship and grow the game where need to, like with Salford and their Ghana partnership. But saying that, it might be only for 2022, this deal, as Newcastle are one of my favourites to get promoted from Championship to the Super League. Featherstone and Lee. I'm sure there's one more that I can't think of at this moment in time, but they're the three that I could see reaching Super League. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to press that like button, then subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates of any other videos that may be coming your way in the future. Please tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are of today's video. Are you happy with your team's business for 2022? If not, where could you see your team improving? Put that in the comments. Anything goes in rugby league terms. I'll try and answer your questions. I'll try to give my opinion on it. It's unfettered, so there will be no if you want to push back on my opinion, that's fair. I like the civil discourse though. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all these videos. I will continue to do these, whether you like it or not. No, I won't. I'm gonna continue doing these because I love doing this. This is great. I've got my own setup, I'm comfortable, I can talk about rugby league till the cows go home. We're looking into further options and ways to develop this channel. Any ideas from you guys would be muchly appreciative. Even any help, point me in directions in how to do things. Just post them in the comments below with a YouTube video, how to. Remember, I am a dummy when it comes to these things, so you have to give it the basics. Click this button. Now click this button. This will do this. That's me at this time when it comes to computers. I'm a Luddite. A technophobe. No, not really a technophobe, I wouldn't do this, but a bit of a Luddite is more than likely. That's me. But you guys are fantastic for keep watching. Come on, let's grow this channel. Help me grow this channel, and maybe one day we'll meet when rugby league comes to pass. You'll be part of my experience, and I'll be part of your experience when it comes to rugby league. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Share this video worldwide, and also please stay safe.
I'll say all the best to you, and bye for now.